So Pistol Whip is this kind of glorious hodgepodge of genres. We've been describing it as like a music rhythm FPS game, but it also has the inklings of like a runner game and a bullet hell game.
It's a shooter that you don't necessarily have to be dead accurate to hit, and it's a rhythm game that doesn't require you to take out enemies in a specific order.
To me, the gameplay of Pistol Whip is all about speed. You're not taking your time and aiming down the sights to make sure you get a headshot on a dude. You don't have time for that. You gotta move quickly through the scene, taking out as many guys as you can, dodging bullets all at the same time.
I love this idea that you are kind of just focused on the thing that you're good at. And in this case, it's either being reactive and accurate to hitting enemies, or you're thinking about the beat and the musicality of it.
It's like taking chocolate and peanut butter in VR with your kind of flow state rhythm of Beat Saber, and you've got your frenetic action of Superhot, and you put them together and you end up feeling like John Wick in a movie trailer, taking out targets and ultimately being this action hero badass.
We ended up listening to a whole bunch of different tracks, obviously, and as the team kind of focused in on what we really wanted the heart of the game to be, it became clear that one label in Montreal really stood out. Cannibal Records is who we ended up partnering with.
Straight from the grave.
They just seem to have this library of really dramatic and kick-ass epic action songs, but they're also just super fun. So it really kind of hit the sweet spot for us and what we were looking for.
A round of Pistol Whip feels kind of like watching a high-octane action movie trailer. You know, if you liked John Wick, Hardcore Henry, Equilibrium, you're probably gonna love this.
So for me, part of the inspiration for Pistol Whip was figuring out a way to kind of plant the user in the center of an action scene.
A lot of rhythm games do deal with just your static and you're in a void and things sort of fly past you. We wanted to go a different direction and move the player actually through a space so that we could tap into action movie tropes. This is not exactly the club from John Wick, but it's tapping into that same vibe.
Even by happenstance, without even trying, the player is going to be kind of musically flowing through the game just based on where the enemies are popping up.
The stuff that you see in your typical rhythm game, where you have a specific set of targets to hit at a specific timing, that doesn't exist here. You're presented opportunities in a rhythmic manner that's driven by the music that's at the heart of everything, and you choose how to capitalize on those.
At the start, you're trying to compete against yourself. You're trying to best your last score. You're trying to be more tactical and more surgical with how you're taking out enemies. You start in a panic state. I like the kind of steps and stages you experience as you kind of go through different songs and you learn how to be a great Pistol Whip player. I think our studio shines in terms of game feel. Whether it's a deeply complex narrative experience or something like we did for Valve with the Hand Labs experience, or Pistol Whip, we pride ourselves on knowing what feels good, and I think Pistol Whip feels amazing, and people will get it when they play it.